How is my quality?
Your quality's good.
Yeah, your quality's good.
It's recording.
Hey guys.
What's up?
Cheers.
What's up, ladies?
Assalamu alaikum.
Understandable.
What have you guys' like favorite quarantine things have been? Like top 3?
Ugh.
Nap time, because I can take a nap whenever I want.
As we say with the kids, me too. I vibe with that. Not hard.
I don't know. The thing is,
social media lives.
oh yeah,
The DJ
definitely.
We
party.
had one last night.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, we were at the club,
We were at the club, and then I rolled into bed. Literally, like all I had to do was go 3 feet over.
I actually wish this was real life because all the parties end around 11 midnight, and then everybody goes to sleep.
It's so halal. This is the most halal party.
And it's the best music. Like never have I had a
Free
full
concert.
DJ set that had music that good.
It was actually amazing.
Yeah.
I think that's my favorite part. Otherwise, honestly, my life has been almost the same. Not a lot of, it's not too different. The one thing is though, seeing you guys and doing things on the weekends, going to the gym,
Yeah.
like those are the things that I miss. But
For me, I've been reading a lot more. Like last weekend, just in the weekend, I started and finished an entire book and started and finished an entire series. I don't think I've done that since like college.
yeah, it's nice to have that type of freedom and leisure where you can read and watch and no one's checking you. Like,
Yeah.
that's enough. You have something to rush to go do or whatever. But even reading for me has been pretty much the same. Although it is nice that you get the free subscriptions to like the reading websites like Scribd.
Yeah.
So I started audiobooks, which I've never done before.
Ooh, let me get that. Hold on. Repeat that again.
It's
Script?
Scribd. I'll send you the link. SCRIBD. It's free for 30 days. You can get any book, basically. So that's been nice. I still like physical books more.
Oh,
but
same.
there are a couple of things that are nice, but then I also fluctuate emotionally. Like one day I'm like, I can do this. It's fine. The next day, like this week, there were several days where I woke up just livid, like
Yeah.
angry. I wanted to go and like destroy things. Not because I'm stuck at home, but because of everything the quarantine is bringing to light. I
Yeah.
think. Not that a lot of it are things that we knew before, but it's just like now that it's exposed,
Yeah.
seeing how people are not reacting to it is making me very angry. I don't know.
Really,
For me,
really,
it's not even like my emotions don't even fluctuate by day. It fluctuates like within the day multiple
a news
times.
cycle.
Yeah, it's literally like I've actually stopped listening to the news
Yeah.
because it just upsets me so much.
Yeah.
For me,
And I'm such like a news person, so that's just like
So I read the highlights of the day in the morning, and then I read articles that I feel like I can handle throughout the day. Because it's just so much information. Like what our CNN has like a running tally of all the corona cases, all the deaths. I'm like, who wants to look at that every day?
Yeah.
Like, and then you just get frustrated with the fact that our healthcare system isn't up to par. And then with all the workers that are continuously risking their lives.
Yeah. And all the people that have been furloughed. Like, it's so sad.
It's so upsetting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it really makes me very angry. There are so many things that I think in terms of policy and in terms of this election, seeing how people react to there has to be a complete overhaul of a lot of these systems.
Yeah.
But what's become very obvious to me is that I don't think people are ready for the changes that are necessary. I feel like a lot of people are so comfortable in their privilege, and it's very hard for them to understand this like idea of community and how everybody,
we're all accountable for each other.
Yeah. I don't think people really get that and are prepared to make certain sacrifices. And in some cases, they're not even sacrifices; they're just changes. But I don't think people are ready for that, and that makes me very angry as well. And
I mean, because if you think about it, to a certain degree, a lot like our society here is very individualistic. It's somewhat selfish to a degree, right? It's all about like you and your progress and what you're doing and this and that. And I feel like only in times of crisis do we really look at our community and the connections to others and such. Because even right now, it is changing things in a small way where we have to be cautious of our uses of things, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like if you go to the grocery store, don't buy 10 of everything. Buy what you need and keep it at that. But it's actually crazy to me that grocery stores have to be the ones to set that limit and say you can't buy more than 2. Why didn't that come from us as individuals saying, let me buy what I can and leave the rest for others? But I feel like these like smaller things are making people more aware of like, yo, it's not just about you and what you need, but you need to be cautious about your connection to others and how you impact others.
So speaking of like binge watching during this time and all this stuff, there's the weirdest Spanish movie on Netflix right now that kind of goes into that. So it's pretty much like this prison with different floors in it. So there's about like 200 floors in the prison, and so the top floor gets this huge feast of food, like food that can last you for however long. And then the farther you go down, the hungrier you are, the less food that you get. Like it
trickle down economy.
Exactly. And so what they were saying, the way that it was built is if everybody just ate the amount that is portioned for them, then there would be enough for every single level and no one would have to go hungry. But you see this kind of battle of everybody consuming way more than they need, not thinking about the level below them, not caring whether they live or die, things like that. And
see, that is so interesting to me because that's like almost like an experimental thing, right?
Yeah.
We're seeing this play out in real life.
Exactly.
And the other thing that is interesting to me is I think that type of socialization, that type of thinking, like a lot of it, I think I internalized without even realizing. Like my Sudani side of me is so opposite of that, right? It's like
communal everything.
Everything is communal. Everything. Sometimes to a fault, right? There's no boundaries. Like you share whatever you got, you're sharing, even if you don't want to share.
Yeah.
But now, you know, living here, the American side of me is like, well, you have to care about your family, blah, blah, blah. And part of that, right? Like thinking about the Sudani community, for example, not everybody is working jobs with salary jobs. Some people are getting paid per hour. Some people are really low income families that are having a very, very hard time making sense of what's going on, being able to pay their rent, being able to buy groceries for their kids. Even this home learning thing, what if your parents are not necessarily fluent in English, you know? And you have kids in elementary and middle school, you have to teach them. How are they going to learn? That's a huge learning gap. They're not able to.
Don't have a computer at home.
Reliable internet.
Wi-Fi. Like, I know Abrad's struggling with this as a teacher right now.
Yeah. And you have to really take into consideration everybody's feelings and everybody's like, you know, where they come from, their background, their socioeconomic status. And I'm finding that a lot of people just don't care.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the point of crisis, right, my instinct is to always share, is to always like, I'm thinking about the person after me. I'm thinking about, you know, my neighbors. I'm thinking about people in the Sudani community. How can I help? What can I do? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm not seeing that from a lot of people, and that makes me angry too. It's like,
can I tell you the craziest thing I saw 2 days ago was a commercial by Cottonelle. It was Cottonelle had this commercial. They were like, we are the biggest toilet paper producer in America. We want to let you know there is enough. Stop hoarding it. Please share with your neighbors. Please donate and do this and do that through United Way. We are reassuring you that there is enough toilet paper to go around. And I don't know if people watch that and realize how insane that is for a company to be telling you not to panic and to share. Like, companies are supposed to be about supply and demand and increasing demand and like greed works for them. And for them to be like, yo, everyone, slow your roll, calm down, there's enough to go around, was mind-boggling to me. I was like, why does a company need to remind you to share? Why does a company need to remind
you guys? This made me think about how, like, with the revolution in Sudan, how people didn't have access to bread, and that was like an intense thing, that like the most simple thing wasn't available. But in America, they're freaking out over toilet paper.
Yeah,
like the dichotomy is insane.
Either you're in the struggle, or you're supporting the struggle, or you're doing both. And so here it's like, no, it's about my need.
Yeah. And even coming back from, our trip, it's so interesting because, again, I've internalized some of these like individualistic ideals without really thinking about it. It just kind of becomes like part of things that you do that you don't really realize, although I do try to be intentional. I really realized that I made that shift because I met so many selfless people that really literally put me to tears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From how kind they were and how willing they were to
People
give
with
of
open
themselves.
hearts.
The strangers were nobody to them, and they were. Honest to God, I told the brother, I literally think they would have risked their lives for us.
Oh yeah.
Without thinking about it. I'm confident.
Someone literally held all of our hands and took us up a mountain. Like, imagine, literally.
I'm gonna cry again. I'm gonna cry again.
They can't get into this right now.
I thought about him the other day and I started crying. Wallahi, like Thursday or something.
You know what was crazy though? So when we were having that last dinner in Marrakesh, and we were talking to two of our like hosts, and we are trying to explain to them the kindness of like Abdussalam and Ammo. Saeed, how can I forget his name? I'm such an asshole. But anyway, I'm saying
Alzheimer's.
They were looking at us like we're crazy. I felt like it seemed like we came from such a place of like deprivation. We weren't used to this level of kindness, where they're like, yo, that's just normal life. Of course people are nice. Especially like a couple, like Hussein was looking at us like, huh? Like, people are nice. But we were like, no, people are
that's
so
the bare
nice.
minimum for them. Whereas for us, that was like the highest level of like, I don't know, we felt protected, we felt safe, and we had met these people like the same day, but like those hours we spent together, we bonded in a way that was not normal to us.
But it's because we come from a place of deprivation.
We come from an individualistic
place
where it's everybody for themselves.
The genuinity and just the honesty that they moved through the world, it resonated so deeply with all of us. Like, it wasn't like, oh, I'm doing this because of anything other than just being a good person. Yeah. You know? And they never
made weren't even thinking about it. It seemed like second nature, right?
Yeah. No, but Amparo and I were talking about it after. We were like, we're very strong women, and being in this country, you feel like you're continuously trying to prove that. Like, I don't need anybody. I will figure it out on my own. Versus the way that they supported us there was like, I have your back. I legit have your back.
And it doesn't take anything away from you to let them be there for you.
Yeah. I didn't feel disempowered. I felt empowered.
Yeah.
I felt empowered. I was like,
I felt valuable.
You're helping me be my better self.
Yeah.
I can focus on other things now. I ain't gotta watch my back.
Abdussalam's patience. Like, there's something in me that's just like done.
So Abdussalam was the man who helped all of us go up a 5,000-foot mountain, and he paid the most.
Never rushed us.
He paid the most attention to Abrar, and
I can't.
It was amazing. But I was telling my mom, how nice they were and everything. And at first she was like, yeah, wow, there's a lot of people that are just nice and kind like that. And then I just kept talking about it, and she was like, okay, Sana, like, there are nice people. That's normal. Like, why are you so shook, basically?
Yeah.
And she was talking about how, you know, in Sudan she grew up around people like that. So like, for example, we had Ibrahim who lived with us almost my mom's entire life. And he was that person who was so selfless and so kind and just did everything for the family. And I realized I didn't grow up around that. I didn't grow up around that like village of strangers, not strangers, but like, you know, people that are not like blood related.
Yeah.
Things for you, helping you, caring for you, like, and so selflessly. I didn't have that.
Yeah, my mom definitely thought we were dragging it because like I grew up in that environment as well where like have this community care, just like everyone's supporting each other. So she looked at us as though we're crazy, like that whole like where are you from? This is like not that strange.
I don't know. And honestly, remember Sana when you were like, we also were open to it. Like it was
to
just,
receiving it,
to receiving it. Like it let us just put our guards down a little bit, be open to people's kindness. Like I feel like here I got a stank face for everybody. I'm like, what do you want? My bag, but then what do you want? Like it's just like it's so cringe to be like that here. You always have your guard up. Versus there, it's like, wow.
It was something about them.
Yeah.
You know why? I think we haven't experienced this outside of Sudan. Like we know that when we go to Sudan, if your car breaks down on the side of the road, people are going to stop and help you. They will get you what you need. Like you're never alone. And you feel safe that like, even if this person doesn't even know who you are, they're just going to help you. If your shit breaks down here, you better watch your back and call AAA. Like you're not going to expect anything from it.
And I wouldn't even want someone to stop and help me because I don't trust nobody.
I'm thinking, what are their alternative motives?
Leave me alone.
So maybe there are nice people here that want to do things like this, but we're so guarded because our expectations are so low for people here.
But maybe we're guarded for a reason.
Oh, it's based on facts. Yeah, absolutely.
We are not, like, I've never experienced that type of kindness from anybody here. At all. And it would probably shake me to my core if I met somebody random that was willing to do half of what I'm saying, or I'm Abdul Salam, or Hussein, or Yunus did for us. Like,
effortlessly. Like, effortless.
Honestly, we were so blessed. We met such incredible people. I feel, and honestly, it's really changed my standards. Like, it's standards so much of what I expect. And also what I expect of myself. Of men, but also of myself. Like, I'm like, am I this open? Am I this given? Because I know it's in my nature, but I do feel myself being guarded sometimes. I do feel myself.
You guys, do you remember what Amusai did when he wouldn't? First of all, he took us to this amazing place that we would have never thought of to get dinner that night. It was really late, and he didn't have to. But he gave
was supposed to be off
somebody else on the
3 hours ago.
We should have been. He still would literally say, "You guys want to stop somewhere?" Like, my heart is thinking about that.
Yeah.
He was getting so mad at me when I was like, "No, just drop this off."
And if you don't like it, I'll take you back to the place that was originally down the street.
Oh my God, he was like, "Stop!"
But when he gave a sandwich to somebody else on the street because he saw that person looked hungry more than him, it's just like, what?
He did it so slyly. Like I didn't even know what was going on, and I was standing right next to him.
Real life angels.
You know that quote that's like, it's, I don't know who says it. It's like a saying or something. But basically, don't let the world make you hard.
Yeah.
Just remain soft.
God, if breaking my heart makes it soft, like continue to break my heart. So there's something about that, like people who have gone through difficult situations, they can choose to either be hard because of it or to continue to soften their heart because now they connect with people on deeper levels.
Yeah.
Right.
Humanity.
I felt like that experience showed me that although I do my best to be conscious and stay soft, there were parts of me that were hardened. And it just brought that to light because I was like, what? Like, I didn't realize how much I had changed in certain ways until I was met face to face with that level of kindness, where it really put me in my place. Like, you're doing a third of what you can possibly be doing. You know?
And I honestly feel like everything does happen for a reason. There is a reason that we went on this trip and then literally 2 days later came back to this crisis.
One day.
Huh?
It was hours.
Yeah, literally hours.
Like 36 hours.
We landed, and then, like, for me, it was like less than 48 hours later, it was declared khalas, like self-quarantine. But it's for a reason that we experienced that level of kindness, and then we are now in this crisis. So what are we carrying through this crisis right now? What of those traits and things that we have seen are we carrying into our lives right now when there are so many either people around us physically or just people suffering around the world that we are carrying, that we are going to take on? It's one thing to observe and to learn, it's another to act on that.
I think Ramadan's going to be a great time to really reflect on that even more on a spiritual level, and figuring out how even when we're apart, we can be together. There's ways, and it's like we're gonna have to be creative.
You know what broke my heart was like a lot of the masajids in our area sent out appeal emails because they were saying because the masajids are closed, because people are not coming for Friday prayer, our income has gone down significantly, and we are continuing to provide all of these social services for people who are in need in our community, but we don't have that regular stream of donations coming in. And it broke my heart that like what we all need to do more for our community, and it's just really sad. And thinking about Ramadan, like Ramadan is such like a special part of my year, something that I look forward to so much. I know that like the feeling is supposed to carry on throughout the year, and it does to some extent, but just Ramadan itself is so special. And I haven't come to terms with how it's going to be this year. Like I'm still kind of in that negative mindset. I'm trying to get out of it, but like the fact that we won't be able to go to Tarawih, like Tarawih is such a big thing for me. The fact that we won't even be able to go to like Tahajjud, the fact that we won't be able to like have iftars and all these like community things, I think is a loss. But I do want to focus on like what we can gain from this. Like it's more one-on-one spiritual time and religious time with Allah, you know, like it's gonna be different.
And like
when I was trying to be positive, you told me to shut up.
Because I didn't want to hear it. I
still don't. You got a couple weeks to get it together.
You don't have the time to be mad, guys. This is coming up.
Life's too short.
2.5 weeks. Gotta buck up.
Yeah, I literally read your post. You're like, guys, Ramadan's it's gonna be okay. I was like, shut up. But y'all are pushing me because it's like through what you said, through the conversation that we had yesterday and all that, like I'm beginning to change my mindset, and I'm honestly that's what friends and family are for, right? Is to push you to think differently. So I appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Right. I was like, yeah, but whatever. And I also second those sentiments.
Yeah, I think we need to have one of our intention sessions where we kind of talk about what goals we've set for ourselves during Ramadan and kind of inspire each other. And then kind of like what the DJ sets and activities are doing, kind of create an Instagram list of halaqat and things like that we can all like tune into and create that community time.
Yeah.
So, like Nazan said, it's time to get creative.
Yeah, we were actually talking with my mom earlier, and she had like cute ideas for Ramadan about how we can each like do a khatra, like give like a little like Islamic thing every day. Like every day it's going to be on one of us to like give a little like spiel to like our family, and like we can pray Tarawih together as a family.
Sisters,
all these things.
Sisters, today I want to talk to you about
do it just like they do in the mosque.
I'll try to film them. My dad is so cute when he does them.
Yeah.
Mine is going to be a mess. I already know.
I'm glad I was stressed when Mama told her.
Mine's literally going to be a hot.
And then she was like 30 days divided by 5 of us. That's about 6 halaqat per person. And I'm like,
you know, I'm gonna watch Umar Suleiman or Mufti Bank episode. Just take notes and regurgitate.
I'm just gonna play it in the background. I'm gonna sit there and be like, Assalamu alaikum. Play. Oh my God.
I'm gonna talk to you guys about things that I feel like we all need to work on. I think that's what I'll do.
Ooh, you gonna push us this Ramadan Sana?
Yeah.
Okay.
Today I want to talk to you about your
I
interaction.
can leave those voice messages. تخيلي صبح الصباح صوت سناء.
Daily reflections by Sana.
So
Your
cute.
whole life is wrong. Get it right.
Get right with God. Hurry up.
She's
Time
gonna
is running.
like wake us up. Like, are you still in bed, girl? It's 9 o'clock. You could have gone for a walk already.
Oh yeah, we do have to take.
Can we encourage each other to like get? I always do well with suhoor the first couple days,
Yeah.
and then it just goes downhill from there.
Razan,
I have no excuse now.
You have a problem, Razan. You have.
She's already telling you about yourself.
What? We are not even.
Your whole life is wrong.
No. Razan, your problem is sleep. You have a sleeping problem. And now that work is not in the picture, I
have nothing to blame it on.
I expect more from you. I really do.
Yeah, we all gotta be up.
I've been doing better. I've been doing better.
Girl, we texted you today noon. I'm barely awake.
I was honest. This is a new thing for me. I'm trying to be honest. I could have lied.
All right.
I think we should definitely off camera have a session where we talk about our personal goals for Ramadan, what we want to achieve, and then ways that we want support.
Yeah.
Way to put it.
Definitely feel free to tell me about myself.
I will.
Well, your problem.
You're the problem altogether.
Please let me.
Aggressive.
No, but I honestly feel what I'm saying. First of all, I'm glad that you made it through the first couple of days. I can't make it through sahur. I can't do sahur. I don't like to eat in the morning. I don't want to do that. I don't want to talk to nobody as well. My family.
But you know what, Dagiga? 1 second. Sahur is not just about the food. Sahur time is also a time of worship. That is a time, if you want to eat, if you don't want to eat, that's between you and your stomach. But God is waiting. God is right there. He is, this is a time for you to pray. This is a time for you to make dua. This is a time for you to read Quran. If you don't want to get up to eat, don't get up to eat. Get up to meet your Lord.
Yeah.
You stressing me out.
Your accountability partner is right there, Abra.
I know, but I need to do
literally
it
in your face.
Like, I don't want to see my family in the morning.
So then you better make yourself a little plate in a corner and eat it there.
What does that mean?
You don't even have to leave your space.
You know what? Use your little fridge downstairs, pre-make your sahur, whatever, and just stay in bed. And then.
But that's problematic. What is wrong with
Mind your business
in the morning?
Mind your business.
Everybody's
Everybody's got
anyway.
different needs.
I'm doing my best. Y'all, I see y'all for 18 hours a day. Give me this.
You guys, I want to do video chats like iftars. Just know.
We can do that. We've already done movie night Zoom.
Yeah.
Party Zoom.
Yeah.
Discussion
Yep.
Zoom.
Yeah.
We can do tarawih together. We can figure it out.
Yes. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Inshallah. I'm excited. I feel like this time.
Excited is an exaggeration.
No, honestly, this time is gonna be like nothing we've ever experienced before.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala does everything for a reason. So we need to keep that in mind as we move through this time,
And I think honestly, we also have to be conscious of our blessings. Alhamdulillah, the past couple years, we have been so blessed to be able to go to Taraweeh regularly and be on our deen and go to Tahajjud and have all these communal iftars and things like that. Because imagine if this was the year that we wanted to be okay, this year I'll do that. This year I'll do that. Allah blessed us so much with having done that. And I think that's why for me, I'm trying to change my mindset of I'm not going to wait to do this or I'm not going to wait to do that. Anything you want to do it now, because you don't know what tomorrow is. If imagine if last year someone was going to be no one will have access to masjids. how insane is that idea? But it's like anything that we plan to do, and you're like, I want to be better at this, and I'll work on this later. It's like, work on it now, because you don't know what later is. We're living in crazy times.
Yeah, I think I'm also afraid of how emotional I will be. Like, I really find myself at moments just looking outside as I'm driving home or something and seeing the streets are so empty, and then it really just like hits me that there are people dying, and in the blink of an eye, God made everybody stay at home, but the world is actually still going, and so it takes the focus off of people, right? Like, you're not really important. The world will go on with or without you. And I can make anything happen at any point in time. It strips you of any idea of control.
Of grandeur, of anything. Like, you ain't shit. I'm sorry, but
you really ain't shit. And it hits me sometimes. I get very emotional about it, and then I'm like, ooh, okay, and then move on, right? Because if you really sit with that, it's like incredibly heavy, incredibly heavy.
But I feel like there's a power to kind of letting go and letting God, right? It's as abroad, I'm doing the best that I can in the moment that I'm given, and that kind of comes with like when you see pressure on social media to be like, if you're not using this time to write 3 books and start your own business and make 12 embroidered t-shirts, then you ain't shit. Like, no, I'm doing what I can in this moment that I am. I'm being present. I'm being healthy. Like, that's all you can really be in charge of. And the rest is letting go, letting God, and just living through it, you know?
Yeah. I'm going to really try and work on not being aggressive. And Ramadan, did you hear that?
I zoned out, y'all, because I just got really emo. I'm sorry. Let's change it to something a little bit more.
I was saying I'm working on not being aggressive.
Oh, you are? Okay, good. Alhamdulillah. There is good.
Okay, everyone say bye. Does that say bye?
Bye, guys.
Bye. I need a nap. Good night. I'm tired.
Just woke up.
Y'all.